Hey everybody, welcome to Uncaped Mama. I am Dom, the Uncaped Mama. Make sure you follow on Instagram at Uncaped Mama to see some stuff more on a regular basis, because sometimes I forget to post on here. So I am a mom of 2 toddlers, became a mom at 36, and then had my second baby when I was 37. And this page is all about being just real and honest and authentic about motherhood, things related to motherhood, and things I've discussed, things I've experienced, things I've encountered, things I've observed, things I am learning and unlearning and relearning, all in relation to motherhood. And so the goal here is to just be a safe space for moms, non-judgmental, being understanding, being relatable, being real, as I mentioned, and hopefully inspirational, and sharing some things over time that might be able to help, somebody out there who's encountering maybe some of the same challenges or successes or whatever that I may be going through. So I have 10 podcast episodes either here or on Spotify. Go check those out. But today is all about what I learned after coming back from a much needed vacation. So I just got back a few days ago, almost a week ago now, to be honest. Time is flying. From Costa Rica. You can see it in my frizzy locks, being in the rainforest, being in the humidity. These were fresh a week and a half ago, and now they're frizzy, and they're gonna do what they do. I had a blast with my friends at Black Excellence Beach Weekend in Costa Rica, and just enjoyed every minute. It was nice to get away. My kids were taken care of. They were with their Nana. They still, went to school and all those sorts of things, but I didn't have to worry about them. I had some flight delays on the way back, and I'm grateful I didn't have to worry about where my kids needed to go, because it added an extra day to travel that I wasn't expecting. And, again, they were well taken care of. I had to immediately jump into mom mode once I got back and take my daughter to a pediatrician appointment. But while I was gone, all their needs were met. Some of that is due to just preparation, and I will probably talk about that in my next video, how I prepare when I need to travel or be away for a few days. But it was a good time. And after coming back, I had some allergy issues, so I needed to go get a steroid shot and go to the urgent care, because I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. But still was pretty much in a good mood. And then past 3 days, not including today, just irritated and anxious and mood swings and not really wanting to be bothered. And yesterday I'm like, okay, what is going on? This is day 3 of you just like not feeling like yourself, especially after vacation where you had a good time, where you felt refreshed, and all of that. And I realized I missed vacation. I missed being away and having that time away. And my best friend actually shared to her Instagram stories yesterday. It's a post from a mom who, I can't remember the exact words, but essentially was like, she told her husband that she doesn't really get to enjoy motherhood, as people say, because in those moments she is the sole caretaker. She is like feeling solely responsible for taking care of kids during fun times and family time and those like fun moments that they're creating. And I felt that. It is like going to the park and saying you're playing with your kids, but you're actually like spending time protecting them and watching them, and making sure that they don't harm themselves or someone else, making sure that they're safe. You're thinking about applying sunscreen and bug spray. You're looking at the time. You're thinking about the heat. You're getting ready to prepare the snack, or mentally preparing to change a diaper, or like all of those things, right? Or after school, in those moments where maybe you're going through the motions of like eating dinner as a family, especially with toddlers, but like you're really thinking about the next steps of the night routine. You're barely eating. You're thinking about all the things you need to clean up before they get ready to go to bed. Those are my kids, by the way. Before you go to bed, before they go to bed. I mean, birthday parties, same thing. You probably don't get to enjoy it at all, because it's essentially like you're always working. And in this Instagram post, towards the end of it, the person who wrote it essentially was like, and her husband decided to like take those burdens away and became more intentional about helping to care for the children so that mom could enjoy motherhood outside of the responsibilities. And I think that's what I missed on vacation. Like, I'm always going to be a mom, but I spend a lot of time with responsibilities, not just theirs, but like my own. I also take care of myself and my doctor's appointments and therapy and my medications and workouts and healthy eating and supplements and sleep time and skincare and my business and my job and trying to keep friendships going and my relationship, and just there is always something. Then we're not even counting household tasks, the car maintenance, washing the car, whatever, paying attention to the weather, my hair, my nails, just stuff, right? So many things that a lot of moms and parents in general, but I'm a mom. I don't know how to be a dad because I'm a mom, but that it's like the invisible weight of motherhood from that perspective. And I would say traditionally and maybe historically, at least more recent history, that's what it has been, is those are all the things that moms do. And while you can try to do that with joy, and while you understand the purpose and the calling and the spiritual nature of motherhood, you are still a human being, and that is a lot. And so to be on vacation and to not have to worry about any of those things was a relief. Someone on vacation asked me if I like missed my kids, and I said no. And then I said, I don't want you to think I don't enjoy my kids or love them. Like, yes, I miss them in the sense of like playing and seeing them and getting their hugs and kisses and loving on them. What I did not miss in those moments was the responsibility that comes with my kids. Don't get this twisted, because somebody's gonna be like, she don't want to be responsible for her kids. Nope. Not 100% of the time. Just like I don't actually want to work in the traditional sense, right? Like, it's a lot of the ways that we've been conditioned to exist are exhausting. And so we don't get to enjoy life in the ways that I believe God intended us to enjoy life. That does not mean without challenges and adversity and things to learn, but I do not think that we were sent to this planet to basically work in every single aspect of life without rest, without being able to retreat, without a vacation, without time to breathe. I just don't believe that. God rested in the creation of, if you believe that God, whatever you believe, right? The Creator rested, at least according to the Bible, right? And our bodies are naturally created to need rest. It is why you get sleepy at certain times. It's why you yawn. It's why your muscles maybe get tight. You get all these signals that like, hey, you need to rest, which means in the ways in which we carry out our life and our day-to-day responsibilities, you also need rest. You just do. You need a break from responsibilities. This is why you should not be working 24/7. And by 24/7, I mean literally 24/7. You're going to have to rest to be able to be productive. For your brain and body to even function at its optimal level, you need it. So yeah, I didn't miss the responsibility of motherhood. I do not feel any guilt about that. You can feel how you want to about it. I don't feel any guilt about that. That 6 days of not having to do that was amazing. I got to think, I got to enjoy, I got to be in the moment. I got friendship time. I got time to just like process a lot of things. I got to listen to some audiobooks. I listened to music and I sang and danced around and just like enjoyed my time. I went to the spa. I got to work out longer than I normally get to. I got to enjoy some great food and drinks and laughs and memories, and it was awesome. And we need that. Not only will I be better for that, so will my children. They benefit from being away. In their lifetime, they will not always be with me. And it is good for them to get to spend time with other people who love them. Right now, they're not with me 24/7. They go to ABA therapy and daycare. They spend time with godparents and their nana, and dad and whoever, right? Like, they need the time away as well. But just like I need breaks and vacation, so do they. They're already soaking up the world and constantly learning, right? And as adults, I would say, if you pay attention, you are too, right? If you were stopping to like process the lessons, but they're taking in so much, everything can't feel like work to them either. They will not be their best selves. So we all need that. And the best way for me to show them how to do that is by example, by finding this balance as an adult and exposing them to what balance looks like, and then teaching them based on who they are and who they grow into, how they can constantly create that for themselves at every stage of life. I do not want them to feel so much burden in the responsibilities of life that they don't get to enjoy life. And I don't feel bad about that at all. So what are the things that I learned? Two big things. One, I need time much more often than I'm getting. And so I need to find ways to build in time at work. In the summertime, every other week, we get a half day Friday, and I'm going to start being more intentional about how I use that time. Instead of just kind of like letting it pop up and I'm like, I only have a few hours before I have to pick the kids up. So I dive into responsibilities. I'm going to start doing something, going to the pool by myself, finding time to go to lunch or an early happy hour with a friend, reading a book, whatever I decide to do, I'm going to do that. So I'm also going to try to plan mini getaways. Where can I go within the city, within the area, a couple hours away to just rest and find someone who will watch the kids overnight, and be intentional about planning that, and making it happen. And then also within that, the same lesson, doing some things with my kids that we get to go enjoy. So, in my last podcast episode, which again can be found here, I talked about being a control freak in the sense that I'm trying to control situations to avoid hurt and harm. And in one of those ways, I've been avoiding taking my kids on an airplane. I want to take them now. I saw other parents in the airport with their kids, and I've been trying to avoid the stress of travel and all these sorts of things. And I'm like, well, this looks pretty simple. They've got toddlers too. They've got multiple toddlers. They got a stroller. They got snacks. They got all the stuff that I always have, right? And it was fine. So I'm like, I want my kids to have that experience. I think I had that experience when I was younger. My mom says we went on a plane. I don't want to stop that with my kids. They may love it. They may also hate it. I don't know, but they should still have the experience. So finding ways to drive places that are close, and then picking a place where we travel a little further a couple times a year and we just go enjoy a new place. We need those breaks. I need them separate from them, but I also want that time together with them to experience new things. The second thing that I learned in the time away is trust. So the second day that I was gone, I messaged my mom to check on the kids, to see how they were doing. And I think I just kind of do that out of routine. And she's like, they fine. They're eating dinner and playing or whatever they were doing. She's like, you enjoy your trip. You just worry about having a good time. And then so you can get back here. And I was like offended. Like, when I travel for work and stuff, or like some like quick mini trips I've had to take, I'm like, I always check on them like this. Like, why is she not letting me, check on them? And then some hours passed and I was like, oh, I asked for this. If y'all understood how kind of spontaneous it was for me to pull the trigger and say that I was going to Costa Rica and to come up with thousands that it cost, I did not have, right? And every plan that I had of how to make it work just wasn't working. Like how I was going to pay for it, like it wasn't working out. Something was always coming up, but I made it happen. I'm so grateful to God. I'm grateful to my friends, grateful to my mom. Like I was able to go and have a good time. And even in the delays getting back, things were provided and taken care of. And I think sometimes people see you doing something and they don't realize how much goes into it, or they make these assumptions that you have more than you have. And I am privileged to have been able to like have the resources to over time pull it off, but it was not easy. It was down to the wire, literally close to like losing all of the thousands of dollars I had spent because I used Air Affordable, and then with the travel group you make payments, and things had just like gotten really tight, as I'm sure a lot of people can relate. And I'm like, maybe I just shouldn't go and just take this as a loss. And it worked out. It all worked out. And so just, you know, super grateful that I was able to make that happen. But you know, it showed me like how beneficial it is for that time, and how much I need to trust that things will be taken care of. If there was an emergency with my kids, my mom knows what to do. She knows where they go to urgent care. I left her their insurance cards, like vitamins and medicine and first aid kits. All that stuff is here. Like, it's always here, because of me trying to avoid right, hurt and harm. So obviously there's stuff around the house, like, so if something happens, like, we've got at least step A covered. She had my car and my car keys, so she didn't need to move car seats or anything. She could just go if they needed it, right? I just needed to trust and enjoy the time, and trust that if anything happened, she was going to handle it and then tell me about it later, or she wasn't. She was just going to handle it. It was a big lesson in trusting myself, and remembering to trust her, and remembering to trust God. I prayed big prayers about protection for all of us before I left. And so trusting that, and trusting the moment and the season that I was in, that there was like a greater purpose and a greater need for why I needed that trip. And so those are the biggest things that I learned. Mama needed a vacation. Mama got a vacation. Mama is starting to plan for more vacations. My grandma keeps asking me, what's your next trip? She knows I like to travel. I had not gone anywhere since 2019, right before the pandemic. And so, yeah, I needed it. I'm glad that I took it. So mamas, you need a break. Whether it's in town and it's a few hours, whether it's some weekends, whether you travel with your friends, you need a break. It will allow you to not have to worry about the responsibilities of motherhood, without taking away your title. You're still an excellent mom, even when you need a break. So I leave you with this. You are deserving of time. You are deserving of a break. You need one. We all need one. Everybody needs a rest. So get it how you can get it. Lean into your support system to ask who can support you regularly with your breaks. And remember that you're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can with what you have and with what you know. And you are deserving of the absolute best, and so are your children. All right. Talk to y'all soon.